Welcome back. It's time to focus once again on your money because it's Wealth Wednesday. Shandie Froese from TD Wealth is our guest today, and she's here to talk about retirement and keeping your relationship alive. Do those two things have anything to do with each other? Retirement and keeping a relationship alive?
Yes, absolutely. I know retirement, the time that we are all dreaming about, right?
Yeah.
And so I think when most of us think about retirement, we think about this idyllic vision of sitting beside a fireplace and reading a book or walking along the beach and just doing whatever we want. And sadly, the reality is that this can actually be a really stressful time for some couples. And in fact, we're seeing the divorce rates among people aged 65 and older increase.
Why? Why do you think that is?
Yeah, so I think with most marriage breakdowns, it's probably impossible to break it down to one or two things.
Okay.
But psychologists think that the stress of retirement actually has an impact. So we see that while we're working, we kind of fall into these roles within our marriage. And so once we retire, we kind of have this structure breakdown and we see these two worlds collide, and it's really difficult to navigate.
Yeah.
The second thing is that the unknowns and uncertainties that come with retirement can actually lead to new financial stressors and exacerbate old ones.
Now, I know that most corporations, before somebody retires, actually get together with them and a counselor so that they can plan their retirement because of the impact on it. So what are some tips that people can do to avoid the situations that we're talking about today?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've got 4 tips to help your relationship thrive in retirement. And so the first one is to actually reestablish a schedule. So oftentimes people are excited to kind of stop working and they just kind of become stagnant. And so psychologists actually say this is really bad for your mental health. It's really important that we actually meet our needs within our schedule and plan for that. And so we have to make sure we have social and physical and pleasurable and intellectual activities planned.
Okay.
A large part of our self-worth comes from our work oftentimes.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we replace that. The second thing is that we want to make sure we're protecting our me time. So oftentimes we see our spouses during the evenings and on the weekends, and then we retire and we have to be with them 24/7. And that can be a little bit difficult. And so psychologists do recommend having healthy boundaries and making sure that both parties have ample time for their alone time.
Okay.
The third is make sure you have a financial plan. And so this can really mitigate the financial stress that comes with retiring. And so you want to ask yourself questions like, how much cash flow will I have? How long will my money last me? Will I have to live on a budget? Where will my cash flow come from? Do I have an estate plan? All these questions, and we want to make sure that those answers align with your spouses.
Okay.
If we don't have these answers or they don't align, you want to make sure to seek the counsel of a financial planner. Construct this plan so that you know you have this good foundation, and then that way going in, it really does alleviate some of the stress.
Okay.
And then of course during retirement, life changes, we have health concerns. We want to make sure we have that guidance there so that we can adjust that plan. And then the last thing is
Number 4.
practice, practice, practice. And so
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Yeah, at practice.
Practice. Oh, okay. Practice.
And so we want to make sure we're practicing being retired, which sounds odd. And so we want to actually have prolonged holidays with our spouse. We want to spend a bit more time together, practice doing hobbies that you think you might enjoy doing together, practice having a budget. If you have to go from having no budget your entire life and then all of a sudden having one, that can be quite tricky. So you want to make sure the budget that you've put into your financial plan is actually realistic for you. And if it's not, you need to go back to your planner and adjust. So really important to do that. So try these 4 tips. Hopefully we can get that relationship thriving and retirement can be the exciting thing that we all want it to be.
Well, you've certainly given us a lot to think about. Shandie Froese from TD Wealth was here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
That's Chat News at noon. We'll be back at 5 for you with all the latest. Thanks for watching.